Hello guys, welcome to the second video of Synthetics Aurav. Today we're going to be uncovering a part of trigonometry, which is the Pythagorean Theorem. Let's dive right into what this is. So the Pythagorean Theorem is a form of logic to find the value and the measurement of a triangle. Now note, this will only work for a right angle triangle or a scalene triangle, like this one with a 90-degree angle, a 30-degree angle, and a 60-degree angle, those kind of triangles. It won't work for a scalene triangle or an equilateral triangle. So for those other triangles, you will use the law of cosines and the law of sines. So that's a topic for another day. Let's get started with this. So what is it used for? So let's see. Here we have our right angle triangle, and we need to find some measurements on this, Okay, this is a wobbling line. Let me make a more straight one. So over here we have the base of our triangle. Over here we have the height of our triangle. And over here we have the hypotenuse of our triangle. So the Pythagorean theorem's equation states a square plus b square equals c squared. So in this equation, the base is a, and the height is b, and the hypotenuse is c. So if we apply the Pythagorean theorem with our right angle triangle over here, a base square plus height square equals the hypotenuse square. So first, let's do a scenario where we have to find the hypotenuse as a small example. So now, let's say the base is 24 centimeters. We know that, and we know that the height is 26 centimeters. But we want to find out what the hypotenuse is. So if we apply the logic from the Pythagorean theorem, it states that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So basically we're going to do 24 squared plus 26 squared would be equal to the hypotenuse square. So let's just solve that. First we're going to multiply 24 with 24. So you can just go ahead and do that. I'm just going to do it right here for you guys. Here we have 480 and then 96, which is equal to 576. So we know 576 plus something here. Now, let's do the 26 one. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Any support would really be appreciated. And if you have any video ideas, drop them in the comments. Now we're going to do the square of 26. So we have 520, and then, which is like 26 times 20, and then 26 times 6 would be 156. So that's 576 plus 676. So now we know that a squared is equal to 576, or base square 576 centimeters squared. You always have to remember to put that there when you show your work. And we know that b squared is equal to 676 centimeters squared. So now I have to calculate c squared, which is the hypotenuse square, and then we can find the measurements of the hypotenuse. So 576 plus 676, just going to give you around 15 seconds to do that. So you can just pause the video right now and do that minor calculation. Okay, welcome back. Now, so the correct answer is, let's do it together, 2, 5, 12, 1,252. So now we know that c squared is equal to 1,252 centimeters. You have to always add that measurement there. So we know that this is our base and our height. We know whatever the hypotenuse will be, it will be this unsquared, also known as the square root of 1,252, which would be the hypotenuse's length. So now we're going to calculate the square root of 1,252. So I'm just going to give you a moment to do that right now. You can pause the video. So actually it will be a decimal value. So over here, the square root of 1,252, just note this down over here. I'm just rounding it up now. Would be, we're going to do it, but we're going to change 35 this time in our triangle. We know 84 that around. So the hypotenuse of this triangle, or there's 24 and 26. Let's change it up a bit. The square root would be 30. The hypotenuse's length would be 35.384. And the hypotenuse would be 35 centimeters. But we need to find the height. Well, I thought that the Pythagorean Theorem was only for finding out the hypotenuses, c squared. But that's actually wrong. We can use reverse operations to find out the other one too. So we remember the equation a squared plus b squared equals c squared, correct? But we don't know the value of b right now. But we can still use it to find out. I'm going to give you some time to find out how we could do it. And time's up. So basically, we said that a square was 25 times 25, so 25 square plus b square equals 35 square, which we said was c, right? So now let's calculate the squares of 25 and 35. Also, there's an easy math trick you can use. 25 for only the number 5 times number 5. So for 25 times 25, all you have to do is multiply the number before the 5 times the next number and then add 25 at the back. So the next number after 2 is 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. So we're going to make it 625. If you didn't catch the trick, that's a video for another day. I'll explain it later. So 625 for 25 times 25, and for 35 times 35, it's 1,225. So now we know that 625 plus b squared equals 1,225. So let's see it play out over here. Now, does this give you an idea of how we can calculate? Exactly. We can use reverse operations. If 625 plus b squared equals 1225, then 1225 minus 625 equals b squared. We can make it reverse. So 1225 minus, always make sure to add the bigger number first, minus 625 is equal to 600. And now that we know that b squared is 600, then we need to find what b is. How do we do that? Square root. So b squared equals 600. So now we have to do the square root of 600. Can you calculate that? You can pause the video, search that up on your calculator, or do it in your mind. So 600 square root is around 24.49 around centimeters. This is approximate. Around 24.49 centimeters. So now we know that in our triangle, if the base is 25 and the hypotenuse is 35, then the height is 24.49. So there you go. That's Pythagorean Theorem in a nutshell. Now I'm going to give you a problem for you to solve on your own. So over here we have our triangle, and you this time have to calculate the base. Think about what we said about reverse operations for a small hint. So the base we don't know. For now it's just a. Now the height is 28 centimeters and the hypotenuse is 32 centimeters. You have to figure it out. Let me know the answer in the comments alongside any other questions.